A case involving 193 stab wounds, a bed bound with neckties, and a backyard grave. Today, we uncover the truth behind the blue-eyed butcher. This is Hold My Sweet Tea. Hey, everybody, I'm Holly.
And I'm Pearl. And there's babies with botulism.
Ugh, I know. I
Thanks
heard
to
that
formula.
this morning. Like, it's scary. It's so scary because every time you go into the grocery store, you're
Can't
like,
feed yourself, can't feed your kids, because y'all
Right.
gonna die from listeria, E. coli, botulism,
hide yourself, hide your kids.
wood in your food, metal chips in your food.
Mhm.
It's like, what the hell?
I know. Like, even I was reading the Walmart brand Parmesan cheese, like the shaker things, has wood filler in it.
Yeah, I'm just like, at this point,
Yeah.
Can we just go on and get that little homestead set up?
Right. That's why I try my best to like buy like Whole Foods and stuff because that packaged stuff scares me.
Everything scares me.
Yeah. But yeah, babies being hospitalized with botulism like is crazy that they would allow these things in baby formula.
Well, what kills me is that it's not like tested before it leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are babies you're feeding.
Right.
It's not like it's a full grown ass person who's
Right.
going to get sick and has potential to live through this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a baby.
A baby that has no immune system and no like way to fight things off yet. They're just developing.
Like, all that should have to be like tested before it can be packaged and leave.
Yep.
That's just ridiculous.
But the FDA just, doesn't do their job.
I'm sure it's just like every other place. Not enough employees to do the job they're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So crap like this happens.
Right.
Much like I've had diabetes since 2021 and I switched to a new doctor, and yesterday they call me after seeing me and tell me, I'm sorry to tell you, but you are diabetic, honey. Yeah, I know.
I literally told you.
We literally talked about this 20 minutes ago. How'd y'all get my blood work back so fast, for one? But yeah, I told you that. Told you. It's in my chart too.
Yeah. Oh, healthcare in America.
Need to change doctors again. I just changed. Now I need to change again. This is ridiculous. Like, pay attention.
Right.
I know you see a lot of people. When my test results come back, you're in my chart.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at them. Holy crap.
I know. I have a good doctor, thank goodness. But like some of them just don't pay attention. They don't hear the words coming out of your mouth. And
obviously they didn't hear the words coming out of their own because they sounded dumb.
They didn't hear the words coming out of your chart that was in there.
They didn't read. They didn't do anything. They sure did read those results, though.
Right.
I'm like, duh.
Sorry to tell you. I'm like, that's not a shock to me.
No. And then, oh, you knew? Yes, it's in my, and I literally said, it's in my chart. We talked about it this morning.
But we pay for this healthcare.
Yeah.
We don't get it free. We pay for all this confusion. So yay.
Fantastic.
It sure is.
Perhaps some continuing education is warranted here.
Yeah.
And so, before I end up a dead person because I'm seeing a doctor that doesn't pay attention, what are we talking about today?
Well, apparently I'm stuck in Texas, so we're going to Houston, Texas, and like I said in the introduction, we are talking about the blue-eyed butcher. There is a docu-series on this. I want to say it's on A&E. I'm not 100% sure because I didn't watch it. but I am going to go watch it. I just did research on it and I was like, oh, well, I could have just watched that too.
Yeah, I try not to watch
I
stuff
do too.
before I do it, and then I watch it after.
Yeah, and be like, oh, look, I got all that right. Okay.
Yeah.
Whew. But Houston, Texas, it's a city with nearly like 2.5 million people. Like, there's a lot of people. Traffic to get from one side of Houston to the other side of Houston, like it literally takes you like 2 hours or more. It's crazy. You know, it's very like not small town at all. But tucked inside the city are like thousands of like tiny pocket communities. So there's like quiet little subdivision where everybody knows their neighbors. The mailboxes match. There's nothing going on that's like out of the ordinary. Nothing bad happens. Things like that. So one of those neighborhoods was White Oaks, just off Sea Pines Drive. And this is where a young couple lived behind closed blinds of a neatly kept home. And, you know, nobody ever thought, oh, there was some chaotic behavior going on there. A young mother named Susan Wright and her husband, Jeff, lived there. And what happened, it's crazy. But I did watch the trial videos and stuff. And oh my God, there was some drama in the courtroom.
Jeff did it.
So
I'm sorry.
But Jeff is the victim.
Yeah, well.
So
damn it.
Susan Wright grew up in Houston. She was a very petite, soft-spoken woman. She was described by nearly everyone they talked to as sweet and shy. She married Jeff Wright in 1998 when she was just 22. Jeff, on the other hand, was 6'2", charismatic, outspoken, and known as the life of every barbecue and backyard gathering. He was that guy.
He sounds old.
Yeah.
He's the life of the barbecue.
Right. He worked as a carpet installer. He made good money. He lifted weights. He played sports. He drank with his friends, you know. I'm sure he had a man cave, one of those guys, you know.
Yeah.
He enjoyed being the center of attention. Is probably a Gemini, but, you know, maybe a Sag. We don't know. To anyone driving past the Wright home, like I said, they look like a postcard. Young family. They had a toddler son named Bradley, a newborn baby girl named Kaylee, freshly mowed lawn, holiday decorations every year.
You always be doing these.
I know.
People who look perfect.
I know, because they're like not. But those closest to the Wright said that underneath Jeff's charm lived a darker, more volatile side. There's your twist. Some friends claimed Jeff dabbled in nose candy, a little recreational cocaine. Others said he could be controlling, jealous, aggressive when he had too much to drink. Meanwhile, Susan struggled with anxiety, insecurity, and stress of caring for her young children. Well, I wonder why. Some of her family members said she walked on eggshells around Jeff. Still, nobody saw murder on the horizon. You know, they were like, maybe she'll leave him. Robbery. Yeah, one day or whatever. Not even Susan's own mother. And she talked to her mother a lot. By 2002, tension inside the home had reached a simmering boil. It was getting there. Susan would later say that Jeff had become increasingly violent, shoving her, slapping her, screaming during arguments, and just unpredictably exploding. No police reports were ever filed, though.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
No neighbors heard screaming, but family members described Susan as withdrawn, jumpy, and different. But also, a lot of women don't file police reports because they're walking on eggshells and they're
Right.
scared for their life and the
Like,
life
if I
of
do
their
that,
children.
if I do that, I may end up
Right.
dead.
Exactly. A restraining order is a piece of paper. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It does nothing when he tries to kill you. So Susan always had this look like she was scared to say the wrong thing. And we all know people who've had that and were scared for their life. Now, Jeff's family denied every allegation. They insisted Jeff was a quote unquote good man, a loving father, that Susan had exaggerated or invented accusations to paint herself as a victim. The truth, as with many domestic situations, is like difficult to parse. But what we do know is that by the start of 2003, the Wrights' marriage was deteriorating badly.
Mm.
Susan had asked Jeff to sleep on the couch for several nights. They fought about money, which he controlled. He would give her like a very small allowance to take care of the household with. They fought about Jeff's nights out because he would go out and drink and apparently do cocaine and all that stuff. They fought about trust because he would accuse her of doing things. You know how that projection works.
Mm-hmm.
But still, nobody predicted what would happen next. This is the portion of the story where the accounts like diverge dramatically. So I'm going to present both versions, Susan's and the prosecution's. So Susan's version was self-defense.
Of course.
Right. According to Susan, the night of January 13th began with a dinner argument. Jeff had been drinking. She said he shoved her into a wall, he threatened her life, and he threatened to take the children. Susan said that in that moment, she felt cornered and terrified, but claimed that when Jeff eventually went to bed, she followed him into the bedroom intending to talk, but another argument erupted. Jeff, she said, attacked her. He grabbed a knife, he lunged, they struggled, and she stabbed him in the moment of absolute panic. But the injuries told a different story. So the prosecutor's version was premeditated murder. Investigators found something like far more chilling. Jeff Wright had been tied to the bed, wrist tied, ankles bound with scarves, belts, neckties, all attached to the bedpost. So she like tied his ass down to where he could not move. Remember, she's little petite woman. He's this big, tall guy and everything. Then prosecutor said she retrieved a knife. She began stabbing him again and again and again. Jeff was stabbed 193 times. 41 wounds were to his face, 22 to the neck. He had several in his groin area. He had cuts across his chest, his arms, his legs. Defensive wounds showed he tried to fight back, indicating at some point he was maybe freed one of his arms and was struggling. And then after the stabbing, Susan dragged Jeff's body from the bedroom to the backyard. Again.
Tiny woman.
Yeah. And buried him in a shallow grave next to the patio. She covered the grave with a mound of dirt, placed stones on it, and left the murder scene. No one heard a thing. No neighbors reported screaming, struggling. The children were still asleep. Nothing. So Susan said she was in shock. Prosecutors argued she was cold and methodical. So the next morning, Susan woke up, bathed her children, drove her son to her mother's house as if nothing happened. She went to the store. She called Jeff's workplace and said he was sick. Later, she told people that he had left her. He packed his stuff and left. So Jeff's parents immediately found that like suspicious. Jeff didn't just disappear. He would have called somebody. He always called his mother. 4 days after the murder, Susan walked into the Harris County Sheriff's Office. She didn't confess to killing Jeff outright. Instead, she reported a domestic violence incident and said she feared her husband. So deputies investigated the home and they quickly found inconsistencies, blood in the bedroom, signs of cleaning, and finally the disturbed soil in the backyard. And then later the body was found. He wasn't buried very deep. Like it was like a flower bed thing. So he didn't go very deep.
There wasn't a lot of effort put into making that hole.
No. So Susan was arrested and charged with murder. So the trial began in February of 2004. It quickly turned into one of the most sensational courtroom dramas Houston had ever seen. The prosecution, Kelly Siegler, she was known for her fierce courtroom style and sharp instincts. But what she did during the trial became legendary.
Here's my thing, and I want to bring this up about her. There's a show called Cold Justice. I watch it a ton. I love her. She's awesome. Continue.
So she has a flair for the dramatic. She brought an actual full-size bed into the courtroom with headboard, footboard, and had somebody tied down to it so she could demonstrate how Jeff was tied down and murdered.
And she's little too.
Yeah, she's little. So she straddled the bed. She was demonstrating the attack. She stabbed the air repeatedly with an imaginary knife over 193 times to mimic the brutality. The jury sat in stunned silence. Reporters said it was one of the most powerful visual reenactments ever performed in a courtroom. So the defense was the battered woman claim. The defense argued that Susan was a longtime victim of domestic abuse. They presented witnesses who claimed Jeff used cocaine. He was hot-headed. He had pushed or hit Susan, threatened her safety. Susan herself testified, shaking, crying, describing years of fear. But the prosecutors pointed out, again, no police reports, no medical records, no photos, no previous complaints. They argued that Susan invented abuse to justify murder. They also pointed to the cleanup attempts and her calm behavior the days after.
And how about that delayed report?
Right. After the fact, and then like, oh, I want to report my husband for domestic abuse. Like, Maybe if you would have done this a few days before where he didn't find out or something and then did this, maybe you could have claimed self-defense.
Yeah, I think you jacked yourself a little bit there, ma'am.
But like I said, the number of stab wounds became the cornerstone of this case. 193.
That's some anger and passion right there.
That was a crime of, like, stress relief, I guess. I don't know. The prosecution just kept repeating the number consistently. Jurors wrote it down. Reporters quoted it in the headlines. The brutality, like, ended up, like, overshadowed, like, everything else. Kelly Siegler ended her argument with a line Houston would never forget. This wasn't self-defense. This was slaughter. The defense countered with Susan Wright had lived in terror for years. She broke. But the prosecution had painted a clear, vivid, violent picture, one the jury struggled to ignore. So,
yeah, who can ignore a bed in the courtroom?
They ended up doing a toxicology report on him. He had, alcohol and cocaine in his system. He also had GHB in his system, which is the date rape drug.
So we were making it impossible for him to fight back.
Right.
Friends and family, I know someone who did GHB in a bar.
I remember that.
Could not zip up their pants in the bathroom.
Yeah,
so
I remember that.
definitely.
Yeah. So this is the date rape drug that
could have debilitated him to the point that she could have done whatever she wanted.
So she tied him to the bed, and then they were like, well, how did she get him out of the house? She's little. She put him on a cart and wheeled his ass outside.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm sure it was a struggle. And then she tried to clean up and all that stuff, which apparently she didn't do that great of a job.
It's not like she was on a time limit.
Right. She waited 4 days. I mean,
So she had plenty of time to drag him out.
Right.
It's whatever,
So after 5.5 hours of deliberation, the jury found Susan Wright guilty of murder. She was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Jeff's family, they were distraught. They were crying in the courtroom. Susan collapsed into her chair, trembling. I watched, one of the links that I'm going to put on here for, the sources and stuff, it has the video. You should go watch it. She's sitting there bawling, and they're just sitting here demonstrating, how she, 193 stabs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It was some drama.
Being able to see what that actually looks like.
Right.
Would do something to the jury. Because they don't usually see this stuff. They hear it.
Right. Because you're thinking 193 stab wounds. You're not, visually seeing somebody
stab something 193 times.
And she was, all over his body. Like I said, they had the right. She broke the tip of the knife off in his skull.
Oh, I bet.
When she was stabbing his head and face.
It makes me wonder, did she start in the head? Did she start at the bottom and then go, oh, let me get
I think she was just random, and then she started picking parts because she did the groin area. So she was getting all this. And you know what? Maybe he was abusive. And I'm sure he was.
Absolutely. There's a reason she went psycho, but it doesn't negate the fact that she went psycho.
Because she was, saying that he gave her this small allowance to take care of the household. He expected the house to stay immaculate. And, he was very controlling, but that's not how you fix that situation.
I also feel like maybe her defense would have worked if she stabbed him once in the neck and he bled out.
Right.
And he wasn't tied to a bed.
Right.
He was actually...
Right. Maybe untie him after that point and be like, oh, there we go. We were fighting.
He beat me up before we went to sleep. I waited till he fell asleep and I stabbed him in the neck. Still murder.
Right. And I called the police immediately.
But like I'm saying, if they were in the act of a situation and she somehow managed to be able to stab him and kill him, and then she immediately called the police, this may have worked in her favor.
And she could have given him the GHB, let him pass out, took her kids,
and left.
And walked out of that house and went to the police.
And been
and went to a family.
I can't go home.
Right.
I need...
Right. He's tied to the bed. I'm just letting you know I did this.
Some witness protection program. Change my name, change their name, whatever.
This situation could have been so different.
Yeah.
But she chose violence.
Yeah.
A lot of violence.
A lot of violence.
So the case wasn't over yet. So in 2010, Susan's legal team sought a resentencing hearing. They claimed her original defense attorneys had failed to present key evidence of abuse, failed to introduce expert testimony on battered women syndrome, and failed to prepare Susan adequately. The judge agreed to the original defense had been ineffective. During the resentencing, new witnesses testified about Jeff's history of aggression and cocaine use. Psychologists testified about the effects of long-term abuse. Even Susan's own demeanor, once frightened and fragile, now appeared calmer, more stable, and more self-aware. The judge reduced her sentence from 25 years down to 20. With good behavior and time served, Susan became eligible for parole. She was released on parole in December of 2020 after serving 16 years. She was 44 years old. She moved in with relatives and maintained a low profile. Her children are now adults, of course. They keep their lives private. She has never done a formal interview. but Jeff's family still believes she's a dangerous woman that got away with murder. You know, people go by the house on Sea Pines Drive, and they, people that know it, they know
They're like, nobody wants to live there.
the murder house. But
they drive past the murder house playing Ariana Grande.
Right. Exactly. But, the case continues to divide people. To some, she was a battered woman pushed past her breaking point, and a victim who, fought back after years of abuse and fear. But to others, she was a calculating, deceptive killer who used her sweetness as a mask. So, but it was on Lifetime, not Annie. Lifetime did produce a movie titled The Blue-Eyed Butcher, because she had these really pretty blue eyes. And people still debate whether the trial was fair at all. So, yeah.
Crazy stuff.
So she's out. She keeps a low profile. And I'm sure, people see her and they know who she is because she still lives in the area. But she's out. She has to stay in that area because of her parole and everything. She probably has a monitor on and everything. But I wouldn't leave my house at that point.
Great, I'm still in jail.
Right. But I can DoorDash.
Right.
But yeah, that is Susan Wright, the blue-eyed butcher.
Sweet.
Of the Houston suburbs.
And here I was, blaming the man in the beginning.
Right. and again, that's the divided part. You can sort of put blame on the man, but like I said, she could have, it could have went a whole different way.
I mean, essentially, I guess they were both victims, but she's still alive and he isn't. So there's that. Yeah. I watched on the airplane The Beast in Me on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't watched it, watch it.
I don't think I have watched that one yet.
It's got Claire Danes in it.
No, I haven't watched it. Okay, I'll have to watch it then.
Which I'm like, her face bothered me through the entire thing. I'm just gonna put that out there, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Besides her face.
It's really good besides her face and stuff bothering me.
You'll understand it when you see it.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh yeah, I see why her face bothered Burl the whole time. I'm just like, it's the expression that she holds.
Right.
The whole time. I'm like,
you're like, what is going on here?
Yeah. So there's that.
Ooh.
So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Watch the show Holly was talking about and watch Cold Justice.
Yes.
Because it's a show about them they go to different cities who ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much rework entire cold cases, re-interview people, and try to narrow it down to a person that they can bring charges against. There's some cases that they can't, or that the prosecutor's like, no, it's really not enough evidence, blah, 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 still.
Yeah.
But there are many, many, many that end up moving forward to trial. So it's really cool. Like it.
I will check it out for sure.
And you can see why she was so good at her job.
Right? You're like, that's why. Okay.
Super smart.
But your face is bothering me.
Well, her face isn't bothering me. Her face is fine.
Right.
She has really nice hair. I'm like, I wish my hair would stay so tame. But anyway.
Why not?
Our theme music was made by Patty Salzetta.
Yes. Her face doesn't bother me.
Nope.
She's cute.
She's got a cute face. And if you'd like to talk to us, we're still waiting on some spooky stories, guys.
Still waiting.
Got nothing.
I mean, we're both pretty patient.
Yeah.
But
still
let's
waiting.
Go.
Still waiting.
Let's go, girls. Or boys.
The email you can send them to, holdmysweetteapodcast@gmail.com. You can also message us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and we're on YouTube.
We do.
YouTube makes it really easy to click our
Right.
email, honestly.
Yeah, links right there. Click.
And if
while
we
you're
can
there-
get these dang stories, you'll see our faces on
Right.
YouTube then.
And then follow us. Let's go.
Yeah, we're up to 86.
Woohoo! Getting closer.
Getting closer to that 100 mark.
Yep. We're getting closer to our 100 mark episode. Like,
I
it is
know.
like rolling here.
Yep.
But as always, Hold My Sweet Tea is a Drunken Bee production.
Bzz.
And you guys remember to stay safe out there. And just because we're dipping doesn't mean you can't keep sipping.